Hello everyone, Adrienne here, and today I'm coming to you with a Colourpop haul. Some of this order came from the Black Friday sales, and I think one more of these orders came on New Year's Eve at the end of the year. I caught the last of the sales. So I am going to show you the first thing that I got, and I may end up putting on my glasses for the first time. Like I said, this year I want you guys to get to know me, so check out this look really quick. I will model it for you. And no, this isn't a Colourpop eyeshadow palette. This is the ABH Norvina Volume 2 that I just got finished recording. So that video should already be up, but this is the look, the last look in that volume that I created. But I'm going to reach back and grab my glasses so that I can actually read the names of things to you as I'm going through them. I'm going to be swatching some of the stuff. Gosh, I lost what I had in my hand already. Okay. One of the first things that I bought, and I hope this is not giving too much of glare. If this is giving a bunch of glare because this is the first time I've ever worn my glasses while I was recording a video, please leave a comment down in the section below. But this is a cream gel liner in the shade Joyride. I'm not going to swatch it because I don't want to get it contaminated yet. I don't want to start using it yet. But this is what that looks like. I wanted a burgundy shade and this looked really pretty, so I went ahead and picked this up, and I think this is probably going to be limited edition. I cannot keep up with the collection that this one came with. I think it was the one that was exclusive to Ulta. I don't know if it was the X's and O's or what it was. And then I picked up my first Jelly Much eyeshadows, and this one is in the color Fly the Coop. And this is the pretty box that it came in. Colourpop has some of the best packaging. I don't know if this is going to come into focus and show you how truly pretty the packaging is, but some of this stuff I hate to even get rid of. So I am going to open this, and if you've never seen what the Jelly Much eyeshadows look like, they have this little tab on them to help keep them from drying out. And this is what the color looks like. I am going to swatch it on the back of my hand. And I think a little bit of this goes a long way if you've never used this. And that's how much I have on my finger. And now I'll just swipe it down the back of my hand so you can see what that one looks like. I don't know how well it's going to come into focus for you. Doesn't look that vibrant even with the naked eye. It's not just the camera. It's just really not that vibrant of a color. So I don't know. Some of these I was hoping they would be super, super metallic, but this one's just kind of so-so. I'm going to grab a wipe so I can get some of this off the back of my hand so I don't end up with a muddy mess by the time I get finished swatching all these colors. But I did pick up another one in that, what is it called? The Bye Bye Birdie collection, and it is in the shade On the Fly. And it came in that pretty box. I'm not going to show it to you again, just like the other one. Let me pull the tab off and go ahead and try to swatch this one. This is what the color looks like. It's coming into focus. Let's see. It may not go on well because the back of my hand is still feeling a little wet from the wipe, but here is a swatch of that, and wow, that one's a lot more metallic. I'm looking down in my monitor, and that one is what I expected out of the last one. It is very metallic in a pretty shade. Make sure I get that lid on. So that one was On the Fly, and that is gorgeous. I might just leave this one. Let me finish. Oh, it's about dry already. I'm going to leave this one on the back of my hand because I want to see once it gets really dry if it starts to lose some of its metallic sheen, since I've never had any of their Jelly Much shadows. And the next one that I got was from the Villains collection. It is the color Spindle, and it came in a really pretty box too. And the box looked like this. I mean, their packaging and design team, they come up with the most pretty things. And gosh darn it, this just will not come into focus. Okay, here we go. Their packaging, I feel like, is part of the appeal to their product. And this is what the color looks like to Spindle. And this looks really metallic. So let me do a swatch of that on the back of my hands. Now, I didn't think to put the descriptions to what any of these shades should be This is the spindle shade here, and that is gorgeous metallic. So the first one that I showed you guys must have just been a dud, because these two have been beautiful so far. I can't wait to get into using those. I have heard from other influencers, though, that they can dry out pretty fast, so I better get on the ball with using those. And I did pick up another one from the Villains collection, and it is Just Your Voice is what this one is called, and it came in a different looking box. I'll show you what it looks like because it's so pretty. And this is what this shade looks like. It's a really pretty bluish shade. Oh, I can't wait to see what that swatch is like. And I think I'm going to put it in front of the first one. I got way too much. This one is a lot more moist than the last one I swatched. I hope my other ones aren't drying out. I haven't even started using them yet, really. But this is what that Just Your Voice looks like. And it is gorgeous. That is super metallic. So these are really pretty, and I cannot wait to use them. I'm looking down, and I've got one more. Got a little spot on my hand where I can swatch the other one. And it came in, and I don't even see it. Oh, here it is. Just a plain Colourpop box. It's not real decorative. I don't think it came from a special line. This one is the Hallucinogenous. So this is what this color looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch it. I think I'm going to try and put it here. These feel so cool going down the skin. Like, I can't wait to put them on my eyes. They feel like, obviously like a jelly, but it feels really cooling. So I bet on a day where I've done a bunch of retinol treatment stuff to my eyes, where my eyes are a little tender, or I've recorded quite a few videos and taken my eye makeup on and off, the next day these might be a good solution on the eyelid to my irritated eyes. But this is what that hallucinogen looks like. It is this last color here, so that is gorgeous. So I did pick up 3 Super Shock shadows, and one of them is I think this is coconut. This is a real pretty blue, so I will go ahead and swatch this coconut shade. Gosh, I hate sticking my fingers in this Super Shock and ruining that little quilted pattern. I love the patterns, but I guess it didn't ruin it too bad. I am going to swatch this right here because I think my hands are dry, and that is really pretty and metallic. I am really liking that shade. It is gorgeous. I think I have quite a few shades like that, though. I'm going to have to watch it and make sure I don't keep taking more into my collection than what I need. And of course, I need to grab another wipe. I'm going to be going through wipes like crazy in this video, so I might as well grab out a couple. The next Super Shock shadow I got is in the shade Dare. So it's really pretty, so let's go ahead and swatch it. Oh my gosh, before I stick my finger in it, I don't know if it's picking up. It just doesn't pick up as pretty as what it really is. Hopefully it will swatch as pretty as what it is, though. Oh, it feels like butter. Let me get another swipe. The first swipe I don't feel like was enough. That is gorgeous. It's a very, very bright purple, very metallic. Let me see if I can't swipe some more, get some more pigment. That's really pretty. I expected it to be a little bit different, though, than what it is, but it is still really pretty. Let me wipe my finger off so I can swatch the last one. And the last color that I got is in Slave to Pink. So let me go ahead and get that open and show you what it looks like. It is a very bright pink, and I know this is not showing up on the camera as gorgeous as what it is. Nope. So let's swatch it and see. It's almost like an iridescent pink. And that is what that Slave to Pink looks like, if it'll come into focus. Screw the top to this back on. But this is Slave to Pink. So that's Coconut, Dare, and Slave to Pink. These are really gorgeous. I'm going to go ahead and leave these shades on while I go through the rest of the products that I picked up in the order. So next I did pick up a couple of the blushes from the Summer Strawberry collection. They're pressed powder blushes. This is what the outer box looks like. Really cute packaging once again. Colourpop never turns out anything plain or ugly, typically. And this is what the actual outer packaging to that blush looks like. And I will open it up. This one is in the color, let me see. Let me open them both because I got two of them and the outer packaging's the same. Okay, this one's in the color Shortcake. I don't have any baby pink blush like this in this color Shortcake. I do think this is going to show up on my skin. I'm a little bit concerned about it, but I think even if I have to build it, I'm willing to do that. I wanted a really soft pink blush. I've never had a really light pink blush like this, and I wanted to try it out for the spring and summer, so that's why I got that. And the other one's a little bit darker, and it is the See You Later. I know this one will show up, but I'm really into bright pops of color for blush right now. I'm pretty much making sure that all the blushes that I use are a brighter, more vibrant color. The blushes that I used to wear when I was younger, they do more to contour. They don't bring much light and brightness to the face. So I feel like when you get your contour, well, when I get my contour on and all that, it feels like it just drags my face down. So I'm going for more of the pops of color. I do have some singles that I purchased. I wanted to get a good singles collection started this year. That was one of my goals. So I thought I would start off with Colourpop. I already ordered some of their singles about a year ago, and I think I showed those to you already. This palette here, no, this one isn't a glitter like the rest of them, but I wanted a separate glitter palette where I picked my individual pressed glitters. I don't mind pressed glitters. I just don't want to press glitter in my 9pan palettes. I feel like a 9pan palette is small enough that I don't want one of the colors wasted on a glitter. And preferably, I would like individual glitter palettes anyway and not put into a big palette. That's not really how I want my palettes to be when I buy them. I'd rather have them separate. So I've started that, and this is one of the Colourpop palettes. Obviously, when I got this palette, I bought it with lots of other shades, and the other palette that I got from Colourpop is one of the bigger ones. This palette is gorgeous, the Butterfly palette, and it's got a lot of glitter on it. I don't know how I feel about that glitter because it comes off on your hands, and I have to be careful while I'm using my shadows and doing my makeup. I don't want the glitter to get on my face. So here's what the inside of this packaging looks like, and it is gorgeous. And as you can see, the colors in here are a hot pink. Most of them are hot pink or a lavender-ish colors right in here. And the reason why I picked these shades and wanted this palette to be this way is because I am trying to think this year of the different pops of color that I see in a palette, different things in palettes that make me really interested in a palette and want to buy it. And so I'm not buying a neutral palette with just a few pops. I plan to really focus in on single shadows of exactly the pops of colors that I want in palettes, so I'm not tempted to buy as many. So that's how this palette has gotten started, and there's many colors I would like to add to it that are more purple tone. So as time goes on, I will get those and finish filling up the rest of this palette. So over the next year, I'll be working on filling that up, and it doesn't necessarily have to be all Colourpop. And the next shades that I got singles, I'm not going to show you the outer packaging of the palette because it didn't come from Colourpop, but these are some of the shades that I have that I put in those orders, some of the additional shades that you can see over here of singles of things that I wanted. So I'm working on this palette and we'll continue to fill it up, and there'll be a whole videos focused on single shades and how I'm doing with that and putting looks together, and if I'm really saving money by having singles and not being so tempted to buy whole palettes. And the next palette that I picked up that I had been wanting ever since it released, but since I was on my low buy, I didn't get it, and it was the Honey palette, and this is what the outer box looks like. And I'm sure you guys have probably already seen this cute little 9-pan palette, the monochromatic series, and these are my favorite, and this is what the palette looks like if you haven't seen it. And right off the bat, you know, it's got that pressed glitter in there, and I could do without the pressed glitter. I would have preferred to have another eyeshadow shade in here. And I don't care if it was matte, shimmer, metallic, whatever, just not a pressed glitter in my 9-pan palette. So I got the Honey, and I don't know if I'm going to create a look with that right now or wait more into the springtime. It just depends on what I want to do with it, because that totally reminds me of spring and summer. And even though we're getting a lot of makeup releases all throughout the year, stuff that's out of season, I still want to keep certain things special to me the way I want them. Makeup is fun to me, and I feel like the makeup industry is so busy trying to sell us stuff so fast that they're taking some of the fun out when they're not paying attention to their seasons. And thank goodness it doesn't seem like Colourpop has really been doing that. They've still been mindful of the seasons. I just happened to get that palette late, but I did pick up the Smoke Show palette, and the packaging to this is gorgeous. When I saw the pictures on Instagram of this actual palette, and this is the outer packaging of it, and it's one of those 9-pan monochromatic series palettes, I could not believe, I thought they had some kind of filter on it or had turned it black and white. I am just so shocked by what this palette looks like, and it is gorgeous. I have used it one time, like the first day I got it. I couldn't help it. I got into it. And I'm not going to tell you really anything about it in my opinion of the first time I used it, because I am going to do a review of this palette. But I was very happy to have that. And along with those strawberry blushes, I did go ahead and get the Strawberry Shake palette, and the outer packaging to it is super adorable, just like the blushes. And this is what it looks like. And the outside of the palette looks like this, and it is that 9-pan palette. I don't think you would consider this one the monochromatic series. It's just a 9-pan palette because it is kind of a berry tone peachy palette, and I love berry tones and peach together. Those are some of my favorite colors, especially for the spring and summer, so I was ecstatic to get this when I saw it, and I wanted it right away over the summer. But being on the low buy, I had to pick and choose what I can get. And once I decided to not be on the low buy, I went ahead and got this palette. And I have one more palette that I did pick up, and it is the Perception palette. Colourpop and Makeup Shayla. That's the outer packaging, and this is what the actual palette looks like on the outside if you guys haven't seen this already. And I really debated on whether or not I wanted this palette. It's a 16-pan palette, and this is what the layout of it is like. I'm so hooked on 9-pan palettes right now that I really had to stop and think of whether or not I wanted a 16-pan palette, but I knew this was going to be a palette that I would be sorry that I didn't have in my collection. So I can't wait to do the reviews on this. And this looks like a good winter fall palette, but this is a year-round palette for my complexion. This works out really well, so I could see me using this palette all the time. And for a woman of color, or anybody who wants to use it, but particularly for a woman of color, this is an excellent palette in Colourpop's line. So I'm really happy that they collaborated with Shayla to do that. And those, I'm looking around, I did pick up some other Colourpop palettes around the same time, but they did come from Ulta, and they were featured in the Ulta haul back in December. So if you want to take a look at that video and see some more of the stuff that I picked up in December, I will post a link to the Ulta haul up there. But I cannot wait to get into these palettes and do some reviews and do some looks of them. Like I said, the Strawberry Shortcake and the Honey, I don't know, that might take a couple months before I get into that. I'm not really feeling like light yellow and strawberry shortcakey in the middle of winter right now. I think it's like 22 degrees or something where I am, so I'm not feeling it. But I'm so excited to have it, and there's so much color, especially with these jelly shadows and these super shocks, which I think I like the jelly shadows better than the super shocks, but we'll have to see. I've never used either one of them on my eyes, so I can't wait to share that experience with you guys and swatch all those individual shades. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You'll also want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so YouTube notifies you every time I upload a new video. I'll see you guys soon.